Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome. I'm Tommy Beth.
And I'm Jennifer.
And we're with the Chamber of Commerce, and we're excited to be with you this morning. We're going to kick off our monthly series called Coffee and Conversation. And this is going to just provide relevant topics for our members as well as the citizens of Colquitt County. The first thing we want to do this morning is we want to recognize our cup sponsor for this series for today, and that's Prospect Promotions. Thank you to John Norman and his staff over there. We encourage you to go and visit with them with any of your promotion needs. So let's just go right ahead and jump right in and get started. We all know that 2020 really presented some personal as well as professional challenges for all of us. But we just want to be encouraged, and as we enter into 2021, let's do that and let's be equipped. And let's just start that, we feel like, with self-care. We feel that's real important. It's very relevant to our business, as well as for business owners, to management teams, plus your staff as well as your family. So we're going to get started this morning. We're going to turn it over to Jennifer, and she's going to tell us a little bit about self-care. We're going to have a special guest with us this morning. We're going to let Jennifer introduce him. So Jennifer, take it away.
Good morning. We're so excited this morning to have with us Shannon Williams. Shannon is a licensed counselor at Turning Point. He is the assistant director of men's outpatient department. So Shannon, tell us a little bit about yourself. Once you get finished, we are going to have a Q&A session. So if you have some questions that you would like to ask Shannon is a professional, so he does have educated answers for you. So if you have a question you'd like to ask, if you'll just type that in the comments, we will address those in a few minutes. Shannon, I think you have a couple of books that are pending publication. You have one that has been published, some inspirational books. And so tell us a little bit about yourself and how we can take care of ourselves during this time that is out of the norm for us.
Exactly. Yes, I was originally born in Thomasville, Georgia, but I spent most of my life in Atlanta. I've been here in Moultrie for about 3.5 years now. Turning 2020 presented a lot of challenges for everyone, and I think one of the things that became apparent to mental health professionals was a lot of people didn't understand self-care, and in doing so, it made a lot of mental health crises take place. Three major things that we all have to kind of look for and look at when it comes to self-care. The first thing is actually understanding self. A lot of times people think of self-care as something that's pretty cookie cutter, and it's not. What works for one person may not work for another. Example is for me, exercising is is a good way to practice care. For someone else, exercise is a simple thing, just kind of getting away, getting out of the house. Those things could be great in terms of finding ways to practice self-care. But I think a lot of times people get caught up in the idea that I have to do what works for someone else, and you should. You should try different things. I've helped people find things that they probably would have never tried, and it something as simple as drawing or painting. Um, and another thing that people fail at is when they try to practice and like going on a vacation and use it as self-care, they still utilize their emails, and that's not going to help at all. So the first thing that you need to do is just kind of explore yourself, try things, and see what works best for you. The second thing is trying to figure yourself out and figure out warning signs, your cognitive, emotional, and physical aspects of warning, because your body, your mind, and your there's when it needs for you to unplug and to practice some self-care. That's very important as well, because if especially like in 2020, we all saw how there was a constant bombardment of information, news, and it tends to kind of build up in us. So instead of just waiting for warning signs, the third thing that we need to do is to practice self-care consistently. Consistently take vacations, consistently utilize those things that you find that works for you. And I think those are the three major things when it comes to self people have to implement in their lives.
So, Shannon, give us an idea of what some of those warning signs could be.
You guys have any questions about that? I see consistently are loss of appetite, not being able to as severe as racing heartbeats. Um, a compromised immune system is another huge one, especially when you're dealing with COVID. That's one of the things that you definitely don't want to have is a compromised immune system, and it can just come from stress, not being able to recognize that you're in a crisis. But your body does give you those warning signs.
So, so Shannon, I'd like to ask you. There's to me, there's like two kind of sectors of our population that really had just kind of weighed on my heart during this past year, and so going to ask you to see if you can provide us a tip for how about parents of school age students. Specifically maybe elementary. We've had virtual school, at home school, in and out. What is a great tip to help parents? Maybe work with their children.
Okay, for parents with kids that are school age, I think one of the best things that they can do is to consistently get out the house. Get out in nature, take nature walks, practice mindfulness, those type things. And a good thing to do is to teach kids at a younger age things like mindfulness, emotional regulation, and those type things, because it's something that if you learn early, you get accustomed to practicing it as you get older.
That's a
Definitely getting
great.
out the house.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great tip for parents. So parents, we encourage you to take advantage of that suggestion. But what about, so there's another segment of our community that I like a tip for, and that's our senior citizen community. Do you have a tip for that area as well?
Yes, exercise is really good for senior citizens. Finding things to do such as puzzles, playing games, and also getting out the house as well. Another thing that's been working really, really well with people during quarantine is looking up recipes and trying new recipes as a family in terms of getting in the kitchen, playing around. Those things kind of help out a lot too. But definitely with senior citizens, stimulating their cognitive reactions and those type things helps a lot.
Very well. Well, great suggestions, and thank you there. Jennifer, anything in wrapping up on that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know several people who have increased their baking skills lately, and I think that's interesting to watch people come up with new ideas, and you do have to think outside of the box, I think.
You definitely do.
So especially right now, when the kids are not, the kids have not been in school this week, and that may be a little more stressful for some of the parents at home. So I think that's great ideas. Thank you, Shannon.
All right, well, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Shannon, for joining us. And we're going to just share a few more tips that Jennifer and I are going to just talk about that we think are just these are things we shared back again last year, but we feel like they're still relevant and that we can talk about them just to make sure that, just some ideas and tips. And so one of those is just going to be disconnect. We feel like that's important. You can disconnect from social media. Sometimes that can really become and just kind of overtake us. What do you think, Jennifer?
Yes, I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in social media and what's going on social media, and that can almost be a bit depressing sometimes, I think. So yes, disconnecting, log off of social media, find a hobby. Like Shannon was saying, get outside, go walk the nature trail, listen to music. So for me, music is a big thing. If I ever just need to kind of unwind, I'll just put on some music, and that helps me to relax.
Yeah, I just think disconnect is fun. Find a new craft, find a new hobby. Just get out and just enjoy all that Colquitt County has to offer. And that kind of leads into the next one, which is like, go outdoors. We got some great areas in our communities, right, Jennifer?
We do. We have the walking trail. We have the Main Street Park. We have Reed Bingham. We have, just a lot of things outdoors that you can do that will just kind of help boost your mood. It'll help you feel better. We all know sunshine makes us feel better. So
absolutely. Well, also, so if you're doing the outdoors and you're doing all this kind of stuff, something, you might end up being tired by the end of the day. So go to bed early. There's nothing wrong with turning in early and getting a really good night's sleep.
Yes.
And then this is something that Shannon mentioned. It's just practice mindfulness. Just take a few minutes every day just to relax. Maybe just take a deep breath, get up, walk around the office, maybe even walk outside or walk around the block or walk around where you work out, and just kind of refocus and refresh for just a moment. And then the last one there is just talk to others. If you have some concerns or anxiety, reach out to a friend, a coworker, maybe someone in your family, and just talk with them just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think with talking to people, we're seeing that kind of take on a whole new meaning lately, because even though we can't always necessarily talk in person and face to face, we do have Zoom, we have FaceTime, we have all these different platforms that we can do video chats, we can do virtual meetings, we do virtual calls. So yes, talk to somebody, get that social interaction that's so important for us to thrive.
I know, absolutely. I know we probably last year did more Zoom calls than we ever thought we'd ever do in our life.
We did.
From the business side, but really on a personal level, it can be good because, like you said, you can just connect with a family member or a friend and just stay connected. It's an opportunity to check on them, see how they're doing, but also just kind of share some conversation as well. We also have a couple of slides that we want to share that have some numbers to some resources. A lot of these are state resources. Jennifer, you want to just kind of share about a couple of these?
Yeah, so this is just some contact information for the Department of Public Health. Again, if you feel like you need to reach out to someone, take that step. Call somebody, talk to somebody, and don't be afraid to do that. So we've got the number here for the Department of Public Health. We have the CARES Warm Line, which is a substance abuse. If you struggle with substance abuse and that's a challenge for you, reach out to them. A peer-to-peer. So sometimes it just helps to talk with people that you feel like you have a lot in common with. So peer-to-peer, that line can be very helpful. And then we also have the number for the emotional support line. They offer a lot of tips and a lot of ways to help you emotionally. And then the Georgia Crisis and Access Line. And also, we have a lot of local resources. And so we encourage you to go to our chamber website and look for those local resources also that can help you right here where you are.
Absolutely. So those are some great things talking about self-care. And another resource that we here at the Chamber are proud to provide, and we started this last year, is that on our website, Moultrie-Chamber.com, we have a Colquitt County Stronger Together. It's a COVID-19 updates and resource page. This is providing information and up-to-date information for local, state, and federal resources. Great information for businesses, but as well as just the citizens in our Colquitt County. We have a lot of our local community partners information and links on there. One-stop shop, so you can just go one place and get all the information that you currently need. And while you're on our website, we want to just encourage you to hop over to the job posting tab. So one of the things we want to provide as a resource is allowing our members to post about job openings that they currently have within their businesses. You know, one of the goals and missions of the Chamber is to provide and help build a stronger workforce in our community. So we encourage, if you're looking for perhaps a change in career or maybe just get started in a career, look at that page and see about the opportunities that are available right here in our community. And Jennifer, we also have some other great things that are available for our community. Do you want to share some of those with us?
We do. So I did want to mention we have a community calendar on our website. And I know right now the Rec Authority as well as the Art Center has some events posted on there, that things that are right here in our community that you can do. So go to that community calendar and look see what's available to do right here. While you're on our website, also, I do want to put a real quick plug. Our Agricultural and Rural Services Committee offers a $1,000 scholarship for a senior. And so I encourage you, today is the deadline to get that scholarship application turned into the Chamber. So go on there, download that application, fill it out, and turn it into the Chamber for that scholarship. It'll be real good for a senior that is that is furthering their education in the agricultural field. So, and another thing, when you look at our community calendar, you're going to see pretty soon we're making plans for our annual banquet. And we've had a lot of calls, a lot of people asking, when is the banquet going to be? We don't have a date yet, but it will be a virtual event. We're really excited, again, stepping outside of the box. We're doing something different. We've never done a virtual banquet, so we're excited about that. So be watching on our Facebook page and on our website for that date to come and some more details on that.
Absolutely. Great information there, Jennifer. Thanks for sharing with us. Again, just hit our website. Lots of great information there, Moultrie-Chamber.com. And one of the things you can find on our website is a complete listing of our Chamber members. We're continuing our Shop, Dine, and Buy Local campaign. And as we transition from Keep the Cheer Here, we're gonna it's gonna be Love Local. You know, we love our members, we love our local businesses, so we encourage you to get out, shop with them, show them some love as we're transitioning out of January into February. You know, get out and love on these local businesses. Again, these are our friends, our neighbors, and just people of our community. Let's get out and support them by shopping local. So just kind of wrap it up and close. And again, we're thankful to be able to provide this short and brief coffee and conversation with people in our community. You know, self-care was our topic for today, and we just encourage you to start a regimen today for you, your staff, your family members. Just get out and let's get that started. And as we enter 2021, we want to do that very strong and very confident. You know, get up. If you need a 10-minute break, get up and take that. And when you recognize that maybe someone that you work with, maybe if they need a 10-minute break, you know, just cover for them for 10 minutes. Let them get up, let them practice a few minutes of self-care, take those deep breaths, get a little bit of sunshine. That can go a long way for us in our businesses as well as our personal lives as well, just to kind of refocus and refresh throughout the day. Very important. Again, Jennifer mentioned we have some resources that are available here in our community. You can call us here at the Chamber or just check those out on our website as well. A couple of them that we do have that we know that have Facebook's pages that do provide a lot of information on a weekly basis is the Yellow Elephant as well as NAMI. So those are two great of our Chamber members to kind of to follow along and have some resources for them as well. So Jennifer, anything else that you want to just kind of add as we're wrapping up today?
just kind of as a wrap up, I do want to say thank you again to Prospects Promotions. Thank you to John Norman and his staff for donating our coffee cups this morning. We appreciate it. Y'all know I'm the coffee drinker, so I'm loving this cup. Thank you, John. And then I also want another thank you to Shannon Williams from Turning Point for joining us. Thank you for that information that you gave us, Shannon. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you to Prospects Promotion as well as Shannon from joining us today from Turning Point. Great tips. Again, we just encourage you, let's start this year off fresh and let's start off great. Let's do some self-care and let's help others with their self-care as well. So Team Chamber, let's just have a great rest of the day. And remember, Colquitt County is stronger together.
Stronger together.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good day.